All right, hey guys, and welcome back as I am back from a short holiday break with more of my Toy Review Thursday videos again. And this time I'm going to be taking a look at the Mega Construx Masters of the Universe Pro Builder set, the Battle Ram set that comes with Triclops and Mechanic. Now this was something I got for myself. This came out sometime mid-spring of last year, so I don't know how easily accessible this is going to be to find now in stores. You might be able to find it. I'm not sure if this is still something that's currently on store shelves or not. You might have a little bit better luck going online. Regardless of that, it's been out for a while, so it should be fairly cheap at this point. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but it wasn't very expensive. This is a 188-piece set, and if you're a big fan, like me, of anything and everything Masters of the Universe, you're definitely going to want to add this to your collection because of the two exclusive figures that'll eventually, at some point, I'm sure, be released individually, which, of course, you have Mechanic and Triclops, so that was what was exciting about this set for me personally, and this really awesome and very nicely detailed Battle Ram. So now let's take a look at the box here. You can see right off the bat you have some great cover art on the box. You do have Mechanic, which I'll show you in a little bit. His neck, when you have it extended, there's two pieces. It does look a little off, but it does look okay in the picture. Triclops is great with his sword, the coloring, the sparks flying. Just some really, really nice artwork on this box. Really fantastic. This is considered the Pro Builder set, 188 pieces. Sounds like a lot, but honestly isn't that bad. This only took me maybe 45 minutes maximum to put everything together. Realistically though, more like a half an hour with a few breaks in between. So very, very simple, very easy construction, very easy to follow instructions, which I'll show in just a second. Let's take a look at the back side of the back side of the box there. Got the manual kind of falling down. And then of course it shows where you have Mechanic in the Battle Ram portion detached. And looks like Triclops, he ran off with the Sky Sled portion of the Battle Ram as Mechanic is firing, you know, the missiles at him in the background, and he's got his neck retracted and everything. So very, very cool. And of course, this is the manual. I guess if you want to call it a manual here, this is just the full color instructions, which are very nice. You have the nice similar picture there on the front, and then on the inside, of course, all the full color instructions, and then in the back shows you, how everything should look once everything is fully put together. So I think that's really nice. That's really nice. All the sets that they've done so far like that are really cool, and they're very, very premium. I just think there's a lot of work and artwork that goes into those instruction manuals that they don't necessarily need to put in. All right, so now let's take an up-close look at the Battle Ram itself here. And this is a really nicely done little project. All their other sets that I have so far I really love. There's a lot of fantastic detail that you have going on here. Right off the bat, just for a quote-unquote Lego set, Mega Construx, Lego, call it what you will. It's very detailed, looks very nice. They really didn't miss too much here and made it look as close as you can to the original toy, barring the limitations of Lego pieces. I think one of the main things that stands out are the wheels. They look very, very identical to the ones on the original Battle Ram, the way they have these kind of sharp points sticking out on the hubcaps, which I think look nice. You have the decals, which are like the engine, compartments and stuff, different controls on there. You have the face plates here, which has like the little dragon or serpent on the front there. You have the head, where you have two of these actually. You have a falcon head, and then you have a like a serpent, like a lion's head. So they're interchangeable. You can just see, hopefully nothing else kind of pops off here, but actually I'm not going to do that because I'm afraid that's going to just go flying, but you can totally switch out the pieces. I just don't want to because I don't want everything to come flying apart here. You have the handlebars for the controls, which look nice. You also have in the back The wings for like the dragon wings, the fire icon for the missile launcher. You have one of the missiles that are loaded in there, which actually does fire. You have a nice little storage compartment for the 2 missiles in the back, and a place where you can put another figure, or you can just put Mechanic on the back and have him, you know, operating the controls in the back, or, you know, firing and attacking from the back. Same thing on the side there with the other decals, which I think look absolutely great. And yeah, just a really, really fantastic looking toy. I mean, it rolls great, very, very smooth. And we'll check out the little firing action here. So all it is, like on a lot of their other toys, there's like this little pressure pivoted little Lego switch, and you just push down on that, and there we go. That shoots off to where I'm not sure where that went, actually. Yep, there we go, found it. Really goes flying. Then you just push that back in all the way, and it resets, and you're ready to go again. So now let's take a look at both of our figures here. Let's take a look at Mechanic first. And now this is the way that I like him personally, because I think the way that he's included, you get 2 of these neck peg pieces, and that way you can make his neck longer, which is fine. But I do think it doesn't quite look right. His weapon looks fantastic. It's kind of like this bugles, like kind of call it like the corn chips. Looks like he's like one of the bugle corn chips base or whatever world that thing is supposed to be. He's got like his little glasses, his binoculars on the front of his face there. The armor looks great. The color looks great. The boots look great. The only thing I wish they would do in these sets, I know they're going to sell the figures individually anyway. I still think they should give you a little base plate with the name. I think these are just cheap, because then when you want to line them up with other figures you have, number one, you know, they're making you buy the same figure again when you've already bought it in the set. Just have it come with a faceplate. You know, there's no reason not to do that, because this looks very chintzy and cheap, to where there's just like, oh, little green Lego thing. Like, what? Like, just have the thing there. That's so cheap. Anyway, regardless of that, that's one of my, if only, complaints I can find about this set. I think it looks good. It looks very true to form, as what you would expect from a very miniaturized version of Mechanic and a Masters of the Universe figure. So now we can pop his head off there. Oops, sometimes the head doesn't always come off with the helmet, which is odd. That's the second time that's happened. And I think it's because there's nothing really, there's only a peg holding the helmet on to the head. So I think that's kind of silly, especially knowing how many times you're going to be switching and moving this. That should be glued in there, so that way it doesn't always get disjointed like that. But here, if you want to make it double the length, yeah, see, this is too complicated. Now it does make it taller, which is cool, and Mechanic's all about having a giant extendable neck, but it really doesn't look right. Like, it doesn't look very flush, number one. I mean, it looks okay from a distance, but the more you get an up-close look at this, you can see the break. And now you can, of course, you know, adjust it to where the 2 pieces fit a little bit more flush, but it just doesn't look 100% right. I mean, it looks okay if you just have them set up and you're not right on top of it, but overall, I don't like that. I think that you get the same effect, and I also want to show something else, you know, with just the one piece. But then also there's the problem when you go and you put him inside of the battle ram here, which of course you can just remove the neck piece. You know, I understand that, but my point is that if you were to put him in as he's pictured here, like on the other side, let's just flip this around real quick. And, you know, they're showing him on the front of the box like that. Well, then that's going to make it kind of complicated to shoot off that missile. Like, let's actually give that a try. Let's see what happens. I would think that would make it... I don't know if that's going to come back and hit me or not. Yeah, see, it hits him in the back of the head, and that's stupid. So you don't need... In my opinion, I don't think that the second neck piece was necessary. I think that it's much more functional with just the one neck piece. And then we can have him in the seat of the battle ram here. And then we should be able to fire that. And no problem. So that's much better for actually playing with this toy once you put it together. And I think if they did want to make the neck piece, the extended neck piece, which is fine, they really should have found a way to make it more flush, or just make two whole pieces. Make one short and then make one, that's two of these together, one flush piece, and just interchange them. But that's a very, very minor complaint, but I do think that it impacts quite a bit of the playability with the figure and the toy, especially since it's blocking the missile. Alright, so now Mechanic aside, let's check out Triclops. And man, oh man, did they do a fantastic job with Triclops here. Again, like a lot of the other figures, the armor's very premium, very rubbery feeling. He has everything that you'd expect with the boots, the bracers, the color on his loincloth. Even the sword looks great. It has that hilt that comes over the side like that, the handle. And another very, very cool feature that a lot of the figures have, which is really neat, and they didn't even have to do that. You have a little place in the back for storage to where he can put his sword in the back like that. And then, of course, you know, everybody knows Triclops' primary feature, of course, or at least I would hope you do. And that's his little helmet with the three eyes. So you have, you know, the one that's just like neutral with the blue eye. You have angry Triclops with the red eye. Then you have kind of like a determined Triclops where he has like his eyebrow down, so like that. And I think that's really well done. I don't notice any problems with playability with that. And I mean, this is about as good of a Triclops figure that you can get to scale. You know, that's just amazing. That looks great. And just for a little example, we'll see. Even though we wouldn't put him necessarily with Mechanic, let's see how it would look with another figure on the back here. A little awkward to position this. Thankfully, that does rotate, but you know, you can pretend you could have Man-at-Arms or whoever you want on the back. So you got somebody on the back, you got somebody driving. And just what a fun, playable set this is. This is one of my favorites that I put together. And oh yeah, before I completely forget, here, hang on a second. So one of the main things is, I cannot believe I almost forgot this, is of course it transforms into just a sky sled. So yeah, pew pew pew! Mechanic to the rescue, flying on the sky sled there, and it just, you know, it very, very easily clips back to the battle ram. Then you have the battle ram tank portion, you know, all by itself separately, to where you can just pretend that's attacking. If you have like Roton or something, you can have, you know, the Talon Fighter and the battle ram going up against Roton or what have you. So very, very cool. And this is definitely one of my favorite Mega Construx set that I've seen come out in a long time, just because of attention to detail. And just, I really love, I really love all of the new figures and sets that they're releasing, and there's constantly new figures coming out. And I think that's really fun, and I think that it's great that you're just, you know, like I have a Scareglow that I got from a while ago from this set, and it's the same thing kind of like Origins, where they're not really missing a beat on this, and I think that's great. So, you know, like again, if you're a Lego fan, if you're a Masters of the Universe fan, if you're a Mega Construx fan, I totally recommend picking this up where you can find it. It's an awesome set, doesn't take too long to put together, and it's just great fun. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this week for my review of the Mega Construx Masters of the Universe Pro Builders Battle Ram set. And I hope everybody has a happy new year, had a great holiday season, and I'll see you guys back here next time.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8ByteBrian. See you next time.